Self-improvement teaches us that we can solve all our problems through books. If we're not smart enough, read books. We don't know how to communicate, read a book on it. We don't know how to sell, there's a book for that. There's a famous person we want to learn about, there's a book for that. And books are wonderful. Books have so many benefits. They allow you to ground in the present moment. They're much more productive than scrolling mindlessly. But you can unproductively read books. Now, every book has its place. Some books are more useful than others. I think if you're just spending all your time reading fiction and you want to just unwind, that's fine by you. But if you're actually wanting books to build knowledge, there's one fundamental that a lot of people think about or forget about, and that's taking action. A book that you read, that you had knowledge from, is no different from you watching 100 YouTube videos where you didn't take action. Books without action are just books. Knowledge without action is just knowledge. Why read a book on communication and not use what's in it? In the first, I think it's the preview or some of the instructions in How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, it instructs you, tells you how to get the most out of the book, and one of the main points, and it says, this is an action book. You have to take action. There's a section in it where you can write your successes, write your failures, where you try to implement the rules set out by Carnegie. And that's fantastic that that's built into the book. And it should be clear as day to you when you read other books that action must be taken. It's the same with these videos. I encourage you to reflect on them after you've watched them. I encourage you to really go out of your way to think about what I've said and put them into practice. And I've been guilty of reading a book and watching a YouTube video and thinking, oh, fine. And then I move on to the next book and the next YouTube video. And I haven't really done anything about what I've learned. At that point, all books are just entertainment. All YouTube videos are entertainment. If I just read one book after the other and it feels very, very good, you feel productive because you're reading a book. You feel like you're gaining knowledge, and you are. But the best way to retain what you've read is not by making notes, is not by highlighting. It's about having real world experience. You need to put what you've learned into practice. You need to sometimes just put the book down and think, yes, I'm going to use this principle. I'm going to learn from this individual's mistake. Right now I'm reading the Steve Jobs biography by Walter Isaacson, and it's very insightful. I'm only a little bit into it, so I've not learned much about Steve's career yet or his works of Apple. But the book before that I was reading was Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, and that book is great to learn about discipline and how far the human body can go. And there are certain challenges that Goggins puts in the book, and it all involves writing, journaling, and I did that. There's other challenges about posting stuff on social media, which I'm not on social media really anymore, so I won't be doing that. He talks about the 40% rule, which is where most people give up when they've only used 40% of their capabilities. And it's good to have this knowledge. But I was reading the book, and as I got towards the end, I was thinking, I'm not really getting much from this book. It's fantastic. It's helped a lot of people, I imagine. Very, very inspiring. But as I was reading it, I was like, I mean, he's an inspiring guy at all, but none of these things really apply to me. Like, it felt that I was just reading the diary of a marathon runner, reading the diary of a world record holder, which of course is very interesting, and having knowledge of famous people, of amazing humans, is always useful. But I felt like the discipline was something I already knew about, which could be very arrogant on my part, and I need to perhaps be a bit more humble about what I know and what I don't know. And as I finished the book, I was just like, I definitely felt of it more as entertainment rather than having gained something. And I probably could have quit the book halfway through. I was enjoying the book, but I didn't. So I didn't quit it. But there have been times when I've been reading a book and I've just been not really getting anything from it. I've only continued reading it because other people have said it's good and a lot of people have been inspired about it. For example, 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. I think Jordan Peterson is great. I know he's ill right now, so please have your thoughts and prayers with him. I wish him a speedy recovery. But I was reading his book, 12 Rules for Life, and I was thinking, I'm not really fussed about this. I can't even remember, it was so long ago, but I was just reading it thinking, I don't want to finish this. So I didn't. I put the book down, took my bookmark out, and found something else to read. And that's another thing you have to understand with books. If you're reading a book and it doesn't resonate with you and you don't enjoy it, stop reading it. It doesn't matter if everyone said that this book is life-changing and this book helped me get out of this and this book helped me with this. Put it down. If it's not serving you, don't worry about it. And there's been times when I have been reading a book and I've first time around struggled to understand it. It's using a lot of metaphors, poetic language, a lot of words that I've never heard of. And so I put the book down, I read some other books, and I feel like I've leveled up in the skill of reading. And when I pick up the book for a second time, my comprehension is a lot better. I feel like I have just improved in my reading ability, so where I can understand it. So to answer the question, are books worth it? Yes, of course, but if used correctly. You have to apply books, you have to apply the knowledge in them, you have to stop wasting time with them. Non-fiction books and fiction books all have their place, but all non-fiction books may as well be fiction if you're not applying the lessons in them. They are purely entertainment at that point. We also need to realize that some books are just not really made for us. We could be reading a book and it could be the greatest book by the greatest author ever written that everyone says is great. Everyone's told you to read this book. It's a cult classic. But you're not finding interest in it. You don't care for it. So put it down. Stop wasting your time. Move on to another book. You can use your time effectively. You can learn so many great things from books, but only if you apply yourself. Only if you put the stuff into action. If you choose books that interest you. If you stop reading books that you don't want to finish because it feels like a chore. Reading should not feel like a chore. It should feel like you stepping into the shoes of the author and learning how to become a better person. So I hope this video has given you some insight. I hope you have a better knowledge and better understanding of books, only if you apply said knowledge. I'll see you in the next one. God bless, and as always, you take very good care of yourself.